Last week, the Oklahoma City Thunder paid $61 million to get rid of a $9 million player. That's not a mistake. That's what life looks like when you're a defending champion drowning in luxury tax. OKC won the title in 2025. And to lock in the core that got them there, they made 3 of the largest contract commitments in NBA history. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren combined north of $820 million across their new deals. The championship was the reward. This offseason is the bill. Here's where things get expensive. The 2026-27 NBA salary cap sits at $165 million. The luxury tax line is at $201 million. But there's a second line that matters even more, the second apron, at $222 million. Cross that line and you lose the ability to aggregate salaries and trades. You can't use exceptions to upgrade your roster. Your first-round picks get frozen 7 years out. It is the hardest ceiling in professional sports to build around, and OKC is sitting right on top of it. Their payroll heading into next season is roughly $240 million. $39 million over the tax line. $18 million over the second apron. Start with the math. SGA earns $40.3 million next season. Jalen Williams earns $41.5 million. Chet Holmgren earns $41.5 million. That's $123 million before you add a single supporting player. The cap is $165 million total. You've spent 75 cents of every dollar before you get to anyone else on the roster. Add Alex Caruso at $19.6 million, Isaiah Hartenstein at $28.5 million, Dort at $17.7 million, and you already have 6 players eating $190 million. The luxury tax math doesn't just sting. It compounds. That brings us to Aaron Wiggins. Wiggins averaged 9.4 points off the bench last season. He was a key piece of their championship run. And this month, OKC shipped him to Atlanta for 2 future second-round picks. On the surface it looks like a salary dump. But the real number isn't $9 million. It's $61 million. That's how much the Thunder's luxury tax bill dropped the moment they moved his contract. That is the multiplier effect of the NBA's luxury tax. At the second apron level, every additional dollar of salary can cost you $4 or $5 in tax penalties on top of it. Strip out a $9 million contract and you save $61 million in penalties. The math is brutal and it only gets worse the deeper you go. Now OKC faces 2 decisions that define their next 3 seasons. Isaiah Hartenstein has a $28.5 million team option. Dort has a $17.7 million option. Pick up both and you stay planted at the second apron. Release one and you buy some breathing room. Release both and you got a championship roster. Hartenstein is the center that makes Chet Holmgren's game work. Dort is the lockdown defender who took the toughest assignments all season. These are not expendable pieces. But at the second apron, OKC has almost no mechanism to replace them if they go. No mid-level exception. No aggregating contracts in trades. You're essentially locked into what you have. Here's the real story. OKC spent 4 years building something the NBA hadn't seen in a decade, a franchise that drafted right, developed right, and locked in 3 franchise players at their peak. Now they're discovering what every dynasty eventually discovers. Winning is the easy part. Staying there is where it gets hard. The Thunder have the talent. They have the draft capital. But the second apron is going to force decisions no championship team should have to face this early. The Aaron Wiggins trade was the first move. It will not be the last.